We're back. My dang cats stepped on the button that powers on the extension cord that powers on my router. God. Hopefully we're back. Hello. My opponent did what? Oh no, I just have an F6 to it? Alright. Should be okay. This attack means they have a second Death Shadow, which means maybe I'm supposed to block. Or they have a Gurmag. Either way, I think I need to block. So I can, like, plow this. They have a second Death Shadow. It works out best for me. No, it's a Gurmag. What have I missed? Nothing. I disconnected. So nothing happened. Yeah, unfortunately Gurmag is much better than having a second Death Shadow here. So I just put them to 13. Yeah. Now we need to draw land. Thank God. They didn't force the plow? But they forced that? That seems insane to me. Why would you not force the plow there when you're just sitting on basically lethal? I have plenty of things I could draw to beat a Gurmag Angler. Now we just recruit a Mirran Crusader here. Yeah, I have one in the main. At least got the internet back up and running pretty quick. It was a brainstorm with Fetchland now. Sure. Fetchland means that my recruiter can't block a Death Shadow, but it doesn't mean Crusader will eat a Shadow unless they find another way to pump it. I think it Thoughtseize me, which would be a real bummer. I wonder if I blocked the attack. Probably. I guess they might just like push this right now instead of lethal. Reanimate a Street Wraith. So I block this, go to 8, and then I'm like actually exactly dead. Shoot. Yes, Wisp isn't going to do anything. Crusader, block Death Shadow, take exactly 8 and die. Alright, well, mono red-white, definitely worse than mono-white in this scenario. We would have actually been at 9 here, had we not had, like, fetch for that other, fetch for another planes and stuff, and we actually might have been able to just win with this Mirran Crusader, block the Death Shadow, and then they can only put me to 1, and then they die. But, I mean, the last, or I guess the previous matchup, no, the first matchup it didn't matter. The second matchup, Red Splash was insane, but... Also, the second cavern getting wastelanded instead of just being a basic land that we could have cast more creatures with and not get wastelanded out of the game. When they were at 1 and we had to turn to like just cast a Stoneforge for lethal. Anyhow, let's do some sideboarding. Oh wow, there are no Council's Judgments in the sideboard. That's just something I realized. Is Pia and Karan good enough? It's anti-Dread of Night tech. It's pretty miserable against Last Hope though. Darefleet Daredevil's probably worth it. You can flashback their Hymn to Turox or their Fatal Pushes or something. Their Dismembers. What am I cutting? Prelate. Shave Moms and Thalias, just like the normal anti-Dread of Night stuff. I want second Pia Karan just because it's really good against Dread of Night. If so, what would I cut? I guess recruiters. Recruiters are really slow and dirtily. I'll cut like one. And go like that. If the recruiter had just been an actual Crusader that last game, it might have done something. I would like to play first. I would also like to keep this hand. We have double Aether Vial and the Swords of Plowshares, which is probably pretty fun to lean on. Definitely gonna fetch basic planes. Cavern on Human. Play second Vial, pass with Plow Up. Or if they play a... Even if they play a Delver, I'm not going to Plow it. We have enough answers to a Delver. Yeah. We need to save the Plows for their big guns. I'll hold the Cavern, I suppose, now. Between Flicker Wisp and Pia and Karan, we just have Delver covered on like a bunch of angles, so if they cast Hymn to Turok here, I might Swords of Plowshares. But even then, we're guaranteed to keep an answer to Delver. Really want to draw like Magus of the Moon here, I guess would be the best draw. Something that's castable through this Cavern. Or like a 3-drop, I mean. So I think I want to put this Cavern on Human or Artificer. Just so I can cast Pia and Karan if I find another land. So I don't really want to make sure I resolve a Flicker Wisp, put it on an Elemental or something. Ballista. I mean, I guess Ballista for one here is fine. Just trade with the Delver. Yeah, just kill a Delver right now. It's not going to do much else here. Might as well just trade it off right now. Fetch before. They didn't know the top card of their deck, right? I'd have waited to see if one flipped before zapping it. Oh, I guess that's fair. Not a huge deal, but that's fair. They do not flip at the same time, but I think my decision stands that I guess if they don't flip, then I still have this Walking Ballista in play, so yeah, that's definitely right. But no, my opponent's just gonna Brainstorm here, so sure. What are they gonna flip on? Not terribly concerned. We're going to 15 here, and then we're gonna untap with Flicker Wisp to answer it. Flip off Ponder. The old minimal information. Flip off the cantrip. Yep. Attack is fine. Thoughtseize. They want to take Plow. Go ahead, take Plow. I think our other cards are better. And I don't want to like walk this Plow into a daze and then get Thoughtseize. That's just like the worst of every world. Days of a card that makes sense that's in my opponent's hand, because we played the Vial on turn 1 before they had Days Up. Then we played like another Vial on turn 2 with a mana up. Then we played Ballista on turn 3 with a mana up. So they might have brainstormed away the Dazes, but I don't want to get like super punished. And the Wasteland to make sure the Pia doesn't come down. Makes sense. Again, 12's still a fine life total here. If we just like keep getting attacked. Ooh, this Thalia is also good. Prevents me from getting Lily the Last Hope tier. Attack, sure, whatever. So we have Pia to beat an Insectal Apparition, and this Plow to hopefully beat like a Gurmag or a Death Shadow. Put Dread of Night's Me. We still have the Pia and Quran. Yeah, sure, whatever. Take these up to 4 and 3. Immediately draw Phyrexian Revoker. Might as well fire it off here. Let them finally cast their Daze, or not. Name Liliana the Last Hope. Oh yeah, I kept in these Revokers. I usually don't do that, but maybe it's correct. I guess it's actually probably more incorrect to do it in this matchup, right? Rather than white-white. Because in this matchup, we have a lot more answers to a Dread of Night, so we don't need the Revokers as much. So probably cut them for game 3. Yep, Ponder. I wonder if the opponent has a Fatal Push here. Even if they do, I'll take the bait. If we draw a red source, we can just throw a Vial at it. If we don't, we still have this Plow. If they just really want to trade, then that's also fine. Could try to race, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe? Maybe it's fine to just take it. Crack back for 6. I don't like that they're waiting so much here. I feel like they're... Oh, alright, deal. Just trade with a Delver. Sounds good. Now we have a Grizzly Bear and a Goblin Piker. Is that Gurmag? Death Shadow. A 1/1 Death Shadow deal. It could be a 4/4 notably, because they have this Flooded Strand in play. Draw a red source, though, they can't fetch. Man, that is like the one card in my deck that I can't cast here. I have some of the equipment too, but Bears and Goblins have won many games. It's true. Definitely true. I think I'm just supposed to plow this. I don't have anything going on. We need to find like a red source or something for this Direfleet Daredevil. Jump like plow and get in. Getcha. Because they have a Fatal Push in the yard too, right? So eventually, if we find a red source, we can like Daredevil. Daredevil push, maybe even Daredevil Thoughtseize or something. Depending on how the... Oh, that's not a good sign. That means they're going to play Liliana the Last Hope. Or maybe they just care about it more in case they do find one, but I doubt it. Yeah. At least they can't kill this. Just make it a no-1, so if we draw like wisps, we're in business. That is a draw, I guess. That is a card that I have drawn. It pressures the Lily. Lily takes up to 5. We Violent Pian Kiran on end step, attack it down to 1. It upticks to 2, kills a Thopter. Again, we'd really like to draw a red source, but maybe they'll like kill this Pian Kiran for some ungodly reason. That's rude. Could also like downtick to go back this tree. No, they won't. Doesn't really matter which Pian Kiran I keep now. I'm gonna keep the one that's not summoning sick. Now they get to kill a Thopter. Yeah. Find a red source. They almost die. Nice Dread of Night, nerd. Find a red source, we actually just keep to kill this Liliana, which is probably way better. Unless this is a Gurmag Angler, which, in that case, fuck. The perfect draw. Hello, cat. Attack Lily. I keep this card in my hand, I think. Downside is what, him to Turok, and then I draw like a sword. Upside is Thoughtseizes. They already cast 2 Thoughtseizes. Yeah, I'm gonna play it just in case we draw like Recruiter of the Guard or something. They get to kill off another Thopter though. Again, Red Source is a card I would have loved to draw like 900 turns ago, but we also could have fetched a Plateau if we wanted to make that decision early in the game, but I don't think I'm supposed to just like fetch Plateau versus the Wasteland deck. Maybe I'm wrong. Mostly because I didn't like really need it at the time. Sure, Delver. So this sets up lethal. Perfect timing. So I'm not dead now, right? We're just like mostly dead. If this Delver doesn't flip, can we kill them? Yes, but they just brainstorm, so it very likely does. But we're gonna play to our outs of my opponent did not have an instant to flip this Delver. Wow, they actually block there? Guess they're scared of something. Now we can't win, though. We might be able to, like, stall Gurmag long enough and, like, draw more artifacts and such. Oh, never mind, we're dead. We are going to immediately draw Shalai after chucking this Violent 4, but... And that's why I didn't want to, like, fetch the Oblivion Ring. Am I supposed to Oblivion Ring the Liliana or the Gurmag Angler? So let's assume I Oblivion Ring the Liliana. What are my outs? I have to chump block and then draw an answer to Gurmag Angler, which is like one of 3 Sources of Plowshares, or a Path to Exile, or one of 2 Mirran Crusaders, or the 1 Recruiter I have left in my deck. Versus I O-ring the Gurmag, this thing ticks up to 7, and then we're just like dead. I actually chucked the Thopter, or chucked the Vial at the Lily would be in a much better spot right here, but we have more outs in our deck for a Gurmag than a Liliana. Yeah, it's a card. Play your outs. Don't cast a spell, stop it. Oh, Ratchet Bomb, sure. It's gonna take a while to get rid of this O-ring, so... Play to a bunch of outs for this Gurmag. But eventually they will get their Lily back, but then after that it takes them a bunch to tick up to find like a lethal threat. Am I supposed to Wasteland? This thing is getting dangerously close to killing me. Do they have any 3s? Another Liliana is a 3. Cantrip into stuff versus... I only have Shalai in my deck as 4 drops now, though, so... I think the answer is yes. Wow, also this O-ring is much better, much worse than a Council's Judgment right here. As they tick their Ratchet Bomb up. Another Gurmag? Thoughtseize, that's rude. How many plateau on your list versus how many red spells? 2 plateaus, like 5 red spells total. We have like no more red spells. Oh no, we have 2 Magus in the deck right now. It'd be helpful if we drew one of those. Prevent my opponent from casting spells while we hopefully draw an answer to the Liliana. Someone let's play 3. I just literally copied someone from the top 32. God, this is so much worse than the Council's Judgment here. Would be sitting so much better if they didn't have this Liliana. Oh, wait. They have a creature in the yard to kill me with? Oh, they have Delvers. That makes sense. Rather than, like, plussing this slowly up to lethal. Fuck. Why couldn't we have drawn this last turn? This stalls my inevitable demise. Assuming they flip the Delver. Well, they didn't flip the Delver. Sweet, we can just hold on to it. Oh, sweet, they just didn't activate the Lily. Oh, sweet, we're drawing a bunch of stuff that actually, like, puts us in this game a tiny bit. We still need an answer to this Delver, though. Assuming it's gonna flip. Because we get to attack them down to 2. Because they saw land on top. I wonder if they're going to attack here. What the heck is this? Just a dismember. You can always reset it with Flicker Wisp. Yeah. The combo. Alright, I have to let this die or else I die because I'm at 1 life. They just attack with this Delver and kill me. It's the Strato Knight, my Flicker Wisp. Is that their last Dismember? I think that's the only Dismember they've cast. Does that mean it's their last? I mean, we have to draw Magus and then have an answer for this Lily, and also not die to this Delver that's coming back next turn. And also, they're just going to minus Lily, get back another Delver. If they would need to, after, like, plussing it one more time. That would have been useful when I had, like, a bunch of Paean Kurans. Jeez. That was not a good showing of the red splash that match. Although I did definitely board it properly. I think I'm supposed to cut the Revokers, even though they were pretty good that game. Cutting Revoker seems pretty reasonable. Considering they were so much less soft to Dread of Night. And we have the and Recruiter seems like a much better card in the red-white versions versus normal, because you have the ability to tutor both Mirren Crusader, which is really good if you're like a little bit behind, and Magus the Moon, which is really good if you're ahead. So it might be worth leaving in Recruiters in that regard. Also, notably, O-Ring was horrible. God, if that was a Council Judgment, I'm pretty sure we win that game. O-Ring v Ratchet Bomb did not work out very well. Like, I understand the concession for Sneak and Show, but Council Judgment's still a really good card. I definitely... And it's also harder to cast because you're in the red-white version, so it's a concession to that as well, because you're playing 3... Cavern of Souls and such, your mana is more wastelandable, it's harder to get to white-white. So I can definitely see why it's an O-Ring, but it just feels miserable, that being an O-Ring. Sand is fine. Hopefully they're not on a combo deck. Really want to wasteland that, but probably correct to go wasteland into Aether Vial. Do I need to play around Stifle here? God, I hate fetch lands. I would just go Plains Aether Vial 10 times out of 10. But I also might want red mana in the future, so hold on to the Flooded Strand. Do I want to Caracas? I think I'm gonna wasteland Aether Vial. Alright, so that Grixis control. Looks like. Me for Flooded Strand Thalia, nice. Just the unluckiest person alive. I guess it could have been worse. The Flooded Strand was kind of important, but... No, actually, I kind of want the Flooded Strand of the Thalia, but... I mean, I wanted most of the cards in his hand, so maybe I'm not that unlucky. The Flicker Wisp I probably could have done without at this stage in the game, but... I guess also the Plow sucks because we're playing as Grixis control. So I'd rather have the Caracas than the Flooded Strand, because we're on red-white here. What if I'm supposed to just Wasteland? Wasteland, play Caracas Pass. This seems kind of greedy. Versus I could just cast a useless Phyrexian Revoker, or cast a useless Stoneforge Mystic. Then get like K-Command, Shatterfile, kill Stoneforge, some miserable thing like that. No, Wasteland. Everyone hasn't cast any cantrips. And they just went like non-fetch into non-fetch. Like if I had Wasteland them on turn 1, it'd just would have been a hard mulligan. If they cast a Strix here, I can just plow it. Don't know what the opponent's thinking about here. It's a castable spell, I guess. So we can either Violent or Revoker, or Violent Stoneforge, depending what happens. It's almost assuredly Stoneforge, but they play like one main deck Lily the Last Hope in this deck, so don't want to get like bodied beyond space and time here by putting in Stoneforge, and then just like Lily. That's interesting. Now I think I just chucked this Revoker off a cliff because it's pretty worthless here. I'm gonna name Abandon Hope. Hopefully this is, like, to find... It seems like this is to find lands, right? They might not even have the fetch. They usually find it, though. Yeah. Volk. At least we're not getting K-commanded. At least next turn. Was this a Strix? A Gurmag. Alright, we have a plan for that. I'm gonna leave this Vial on 2... Stoneforge is useless, though, right? Do I want to take this up to 3? I have an active Mom, which is nice. I think I'm going to leave it on 2 in hopes that we find another land at some point to, like, use equipment. Hey, look at that. I don't even have to plow this yet. I could port them if I wanted. Yeah, I'll just do that. It's going to really bite it if they have a K command, though. Make me discard the Flicker Wisp. I'm going to port their extra blue. It's going to take 5. It's whatever. I think I want Batterskull here. We're pretty soft to Strix, but my opponent hasn't cast a Strix yet. Batterskull. I have the Flickerist to save something from a K command, though, so. Batterskull seems like the best individual threat, and it's the least, or it's the most mana efficient considering our mana woes. Let me grab Batterskull. We can protect it from a K command with this Flicker Wisp and stuff, too. They can't, like, they can K command, discard Shatter Vial or something, but that still lets us have this Batterskull. Oh, sick. And we just pass the turn. Not going to port them. Not going to plow. Hello, cat. That's not a good idea. Don't walk down that arm. Oh, alright, cool. Hello. Oh god, don't walk down my arm, please. Not gonna violent anything. Just gonna sit on these wisps. Gonna sit on a ton of wisps as combat tricks. What do you want with me, cat? Alright, let's hope this resolves. Get Hardcast Force here, actually. Uh-oh. That's what it's looking like. Maybe I should have flickered out one of their lands. They're hardcasting Force on a Plow, though, which doesn't seem that bad for me in the grand scheme of things. Could also flicker my Stoneforge just to like go get more stuff. What do you want from me, cat? Could also start using the Germ offensively because we have Flicker Wisp. I'm kind of content sitting here for a little bit. Just sit still for like 5 seconds, cat. Sheesh. Did not shuffle. Let's look at Jace. That's fine, we got Flicker Wisp, so we can definitely kill this Jace. Cat! Stop it! Fate Sealing me? Seems aggressive. So it doesn't die to like Mother of Rinswell's Germ. Makes sense, but we just have Flicker Wisp, so. Cat, stop. Get out of here, cat. They don't have K command up here, so we can kind of put shields down. We have Mon to protect our actual creatures. Ooh. That's actually not very good. They still get like one of each. Which is like kind of tempting, but it also turns off our port. But it also puts the shields on the Wisp. Alright, first, step 1. Kill Jace, attack them. Step 2 is, I think, just sit on this Flicker Wisp for a little bit, see how it goes. Start Rashad-importing their stuff. Doesn't really matter what I Rashad-import at this rate. I could Rashad-import the basic and then Magus them or something. What do you want? Rashad-importing their Swamp and then Magusing plays around K command. Brainstorm. Did they know their top card? What did they fetch? Because they plussed the Jace on me. I don't even know what they did. They put it on the bottom, okay. Which explains why I drew this Magus. I don't think they'd want to deal with that. Again, we're just going to leave this file up forever. Eventually I might just cast this Magus if we... We're just going to beat them down with a Wisp until they make me do something else. Why, cat? Maybe I'm supposed to keep that vial in hand. But I kind of want to get 2 vials on 3 at this point, so I can start doing other stuff. I think I actually like the port basic swamp plan. I'll let this Mother of Runes bite it if they have like another spell here. I think they, maybe not, they only have 1 card in hand. They like K command, kill the Mom, shock the Batterskull, in which case I just save the Batterskull. Batterskull's not even like relevant to what I'm doing though. The Wisps are really what's just killing my opponent here. So another Jace. Sure. Just gonna Flicker us out the Batterskull again. Brainstorm this time. They actually have K command up here. push the mom? We're just gonna save it. Net push the wisp. Alright, well, now you're super dead. There's a reason I have him activating this vial on 3. This is just lethal. Flicker out the Gurmag, Pro Blue the Germ, attack them for 10. Didn't even get to Magus them. Attack you for 10. Nice. Alright, well, chalk that one up to the Red Splash did literal nothing. We had a Magus, which was interesting. There's a chance I should have, like... I think I was supposed to, the one turn I had, I was supposed to support their Swamp. And then once they don't have a black floating, I could, like, try to Violent Magus or something like that. Player on K command. Alright. Do I want Magus in this matchup? I feel like the answer is yes, but they always aggressively fetch out their basics. But it takes them off of double black, which is like Lily, and double blue, which is Jace, and I think that's it. Let's figure out what I'm for sure boarding in first, which is these cards. Probably just like cutting most of the plows. Cutting these Revokers. Probably cutting Prelate. Don't want the Magus. I feel like the answer is no. The answer is no in my gut. But what else would I cut if I'm not cutting the Magus? If I'm not cutting the Magus, we'd bring the other one in, but I think that's just the plan. Board like that. Also, like Shape Thalia or something. His hand is decent. Ooh, multiple vials. Both good and bad. Good because we don't have a lot of lands. Bad because eventually that second vial top deck will probably not be a good sign. Oh, never mind. If they force that Aether Vial, then this second vial looks really good. They're just going to hit me here on turn 2 and hit second land and the other vial. End-step brainstorms never feel like they're correct when they're from fair decks. Second land and my O-ring, so at least we still have this Aether Vial and this other land. What's up, freak? How's it going? Like, shatter my vial, make me discard a card. Discard the Shalai. Lava Man. It's an interesting sideboard card. I definitely didn't expect it. Short rip. Don't really know how we're gonna beat this Lava Man. Shalai, I guess, is the plan. Why red white today? I was just feeling kind of bored. Wanted to like mix things up. I played a bunch of mono white the past couple of days. Played it on Friday, Sunday, and Monday, so wanted to change things up. I do want to test Chalice some more, but I just kind of wanted to mix up the content. And was interested in seeing if there were merits to playing red-white, which there have been, and there have also definitely been downsides during this league. How'd you do Sunday? Oh, we got horribly crushed on Sunday. Well, shit. This is bad. Went like 2/3 drop. Wow, this Grimlockmancer is just bodying us. Attack, huh? Do I fetch red? Yes, I can't get punished because Punished doesn't have Wasteland, so I might as well. Eventually, I might want to cast Direfleet Daredevil to kill this or something. Oh, I can't yet. They haven't pushed, but... Now they need to use a removal spell on this Thalia, at least. Yeah, I'll make them exile 2 cards. Also, getting rid of this Diabolic Edict for my... Actually, no, Shalai is good against Diabolic Edict. We want to get... Jeez, this just dies to the Grim. Everything dies to the Grim! I'm gonna Firestone Fortune to the Void to find an art... to find sort of Fire and Ice to hopefully play around this at some point. Need like 4th land Shalai into stuff. Kill my thing, sure. Don't kill my thing. Kill my thing with a different... Oh, they want to exile their land. Because they want to keep, like, more options in their yard. Ooh. Alright, let's hope they don't have it. And by it, I mean, like, magic cards. They need, like, Revolt Push. They could always Lavamancer their own Lavamancer to push it, but that's, like, probably last ditch. They easily just, like, Jace Bounce, Fetch Land Push, some other stuff. If not, though, we get to, like, call it Karakas. Pithennial Karakas? No, Sword of Fire and Ice. It's gotta be. We can actually still Wisp that out of the way and then equip the sword. If we want to set up that. Alternatively, I could just slam Mirran Crusader. I could tutor up something too. I don't think anything's worthwhile to tutor up. I could go get like Direfleet Daredevil and Daredevil Edict them or something. Could get Ballista to kill it, but I want to do that on like 5 mana. I think we're just gonna try to kill them. They don't have an answer for this Shalai. It's kind of annoying if they do, because they just get to like turn this Grim into another kill spell. But it would involve burning a kill spell on the Shalai, so I guess it's kind of still a 1-for-1. Just also makes me recast the Shalai and such. Is Grimlockmancer common tech in this deck? I feel like it's relatively uncommon. Or else I'd probably be leaving in more plows. Deal. Deal. Alright, so now I want to play around Snap Edict on my Crusader, I think. So the best way to do that is play Recruiter of the Guard. I could also play Shalai, but I want to minimize fire from, like, now that they have access to a push here. You could also, like, get greedy and try to... Oh, this isn't even lethal. They're at 13, so... What do we recruit for here? Oh, they just have another Edict, sure. Well, they're going to be able to play around that. They had to burn, like, 3 things just to bounce my Shalai and kill my Crusader. Just go get another Crusader now. PNK seems way better, actually. We have a Caracas. Just cast PNK, hold up Caracas, game set match. We also have like a Flicker Wisp for the PNK and stuff. Just a bunch of nonsense. Haha, missed the PNK. Nice him. Took the Shalai, though, and took the sword. But our hand was like almost all good cards there. There were very few outcomes on the Hymn to Tark that were genuinely bad. They counter this, I guess. The last card in their hand is actual counterspell, which isn't usually in these decks. I think they're just dead now. Sure. They can't snap push. Please try snap edict me. That works too. Yeah. Sure. Like that's your plan. No, no, my cards. Whatever will I do? Like, snap K command is just like way better than snap. Snap edict is just terrible. K command could like shock shatter. Maybe I'll just pick that up to replay this turn. Don't really want to give them like a good target for a Kolaghan's Command and get a thing back. Yeah, I think I was actually supposed to pick this up. Because they only had 1 mana up, they couldn't actually kill the Pia. They didn't have Revolt triggered, so they couldn't push it with Caracas on the stack. I was only supposed to pick up that Pia. But now I won't unless they like tap low enough. I might actually throw a Thopter at this Snapcaster. No, that counteracts what I said about the K command. Last Hope. 1 card in hand. Sure. Ping off my Recruiter. Ping off a Thopter deal. What am I throwing the Thopter at? It's gotta be the Snap, right? Set up to like kill the Lily now. And that ping seemed incorrect. Killed Liliana. play this Aether Vial. And throw it at stuff. Play this Wisp, because why not? Target the Pian Karan. Make infinite Thopters. Any, like, Marsh casualties into Revolt Push? Sick. 2-0 Grixis control. Impressive showing. Definitely impressive showing by Pian Karan Nalaar there. Good job. I forget we won game 1, but I think it... Yeah, I don't think it involved any red cards. Oh yeah, it would involve just sitting on my 3 Flicker Wisps in the hand with a Vial on 3 for infinity turns. I'm kind of liking the red splash. 1 league is a very small sample size, but I might like mess around with this more in the future. I fucking hate Oblivion Ring, though. I'm just like so mad that that card legitimately lost me a game because it wasn't Council's Judgment. Oblivion Ring is just miles and miles worse. Except explicitly against a Sneak and Show, when you can put it in on Show and Tell, and you can't put in a Council's Judgment. Alright, we're on 5 time. Currently double queuing in a competitive Legacy League match. I doubt it, considering they're playing a competitive Legacy League match. Oh, this hand sucks. This hand's also kind of bad, but... I'm bottom this. Our hand is pretty good against fair decks. We want combo deck hate. Although that card is good against Death Shadow and Grixis, so maybe it's worth keeping. Just gonna play Uncounterable Perfect Draw. Play an Uncounterable Mom here. Into like fetch White Source Stoneforge, something like that. Marsh Flats. Oh, never mind. I think we're just going to play this Aether Vial. What deck plays Island Marsh Flats? Death Shadow, I guess, maybe? But Death Shadow doesn't play basic Island. My guess is Esper Stoneblade. I don't, but they would have played a card by now. Counterspell, alright. You insist. Rather than counterspell that than the Stone Form? Maybe not. Should have played the Wasteland. I was playing around Days by playing the land. But they would have had to actually fetch the double. They would have had to fetch a Tundra to counterspell anyway. Place on this Tundra. So they want to like cast a spell here. Yeah. Then we get to fetch Plains, cast Stoneforge. See what happens. Still could be Miracles, but I don't think Miracles is playing in Marsh Flats. I've seen like a one of white fetch before, but I'm gonna fetch basic Plains here. Maybe I'm not supposed to. I'm still a little bit concerned though. My opponent has like Wastelands and we're pretty mana tight. Fetch sort of Fire and Ice. We already have a Batterskull anyway, so. Fire and Ice is best against Miracles and best against True Name if they're on like Stoneblade. That second Brainstorm, I'm not positive is a good play. People keep ends up brainstorming against me today. Wish I could play against these people in the challenges. Ooh, a Terminus. That's horrible. Also, yes, they are miracles, it turns out. Because that also explains the second Brainstorm there. Ah, they missed their land drop. Sick. Although so did we, so. But we're a much better two-land deck than they are. Let's go get Jite. Stop it. Land. Yeah, spells to cast. Name Jace the Mind Sculptor. Jace the Mind Sculptor. The only activated ability in their deck, typically. Sometimes they like have a Teferi or something, but oh, sick. That is what we call a good draw. I see we're playing bad DNT. We are playing bad DNT. I think I'm okay with this exchange. We did just House Grixis control with a Pia and Karan and a Karakas, though, which was amazing. But we also got thrashed by Blue-Black Shadow, specifically because we were playing the Red Splash. So it's definitely good in some matchups, worse in others. For sure. We're just gonna Prelate on 1 here. If they, like, Miracle a Terminus blindly, then fuck me. Especially because they're already down a Terminus. This turns off their cantrips and stuff. I guess that one was probably kind of important to play around, but again. So now we just place a Squire. Squire Forge Mystic. So we can develop more threats on the board. Maybe they'll find a land. Maybe they won't. Oh, they did. Mentor. Deal. Land, 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 land! Yes! Suck it, Mentor! You probably should block that. Give me a free card. Deal. Play a Jace here. Set up their second Terminus. No, they can't even play Jace. Oh, sure. I want to exile the sword. Deal. I have a Batterskull and a Jite still. Draw another Squire. I think I want to put in Batterskull here. I think I am just casting a Squire, legitimately. Just for more board pressure. It sets up lethal, right? I put them to 7, and then I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it does actually set up lethal. And it lets me leave Karakas up and Stoneforge activation. So if they Terminus me blindly, then I can still put in the Batterskull pick up Thalia, and then I can flip rest of the Batterskull and stuff. Shuffled on the Ponder. Yeah, one more spell. Alright, cool, they're dead. Alright, Miracles sideboarding time. Man, Oblivion Ring is so much worse than Council Judgment in this matchup. That's probably it. Cut the Magus is obviously horrible. Crusader's not great. Daredevil on a Vial can counter Plows. Also, you can like Daredevil their cantrips, which might be relevant. Or Daredevil on a Vial can counter their Snapcasts. Sorry, not their Plows. And also, it lets you have a threat that can also be used as removal for Mentors. Like, you don't have to leave in a bunch of Plows, because you'll have the ability to Daredevil one of your opponent's Plows on their Mentor. Shit like that. I think that's probably fine sideboarding. We don't have a lot to bring in here, but I imagine the Miracles matchup gets a lot better with, like, PN, Kiran, and 3 Cavernous Souls. Maybe it's worth like leaving in this Crusader and cutting the other Revoker too. I like having the option. There are definitely occasions where you recruit the Revoker to try to beat a Jace. It's not very often, but it definitely happens. This Batterskull sucks, but the rest of this hand is insane, so I think I just have to keep. Even if they kill my turn 1 Vial, like Disenchanted or counter it, we have turn 2 uncounterable Thalia. God, I hope they play a non-basic next turn. I almost don't want to play this this Thalia here, just so I can turn 3. I can just protect it with Karakas, because my hand is so threat light right now. I think I'm just gonna go Karakas pass. Disenchant my Vial. Accumulated knowledge, sure. Still find it kind of silly that they're playing that card. This game 1, no, this is game 2. We won game 1. Ooh, a wastelandable thing. That's why we played the Karakas here, so we could wasteland a thing. Ooh, and a Sword Supply Charitable Monastery Mentor. Feels good, man. Now we get to take this Vial up to 2, wasteland their Tundra, put in a Thalia. Now we have the Thalia protected. Just concede? That's it? That's the whole match? Did they just miss on that land? Holy crap. Man. Performed admirably in its first league. Let's get the deck list up here. That play seemed very loose from OP. I don't think you ever cast Mentor on turn 3. Yeah, I don't think so either. I think maybe their plan was, like, they're incredibly mana light, so the way that they win this game is by stealing it, right? Slam Mentor, they don't have an answer, untap, cast some spells, like, that's their plan. Because they missed on the Ponder, which is probably why they conceded. It was just like, oh, I don't have a third land. My opponent has a Thalia and a Karakas and a Vial. We're probably just dead. So if he came back after, like, over half an hour. I don't... Was I down for that whole time? I don't think I was. It died for like a couple minutes because my cats turned off the power to the modem. But then I came back online during the Death Chat matchup. You came back during that, right? Yeah, because you were talking during the Death Shadow matchup. And also like totally blanked and like lost a bunch of frames. No, I haven't dropped a single frame since I started streaming again. I think he assumed you boarded out some amount of plows and had a poor hand and hoped to untap and start some shenanigans. Yeah, poor hand versus Mentor. Yeah, I think that was their plan. Especially because I don't think they were winning a lot of the games the way their hand was shaping up. If their hand was 3 lands, one of which is a non-basic, versus the Thalia Wasteland Rishadan port deck, it was just like slam Mentor and cross your fingers, and then they just got super punished. Let me record that last one. Oh, I haven't recorded like anything. 4-1. So what did I play against? Miracles just now. 2-0. And then I thought I recorded the Grixis control one. Oh, I did. Okay, we're good. So what do I think about this? Definitely Daredevil, I think is just like a fine one of. I put it into play once, but it was just like a 2-1 first strike, like ate a Magus of the Moon for free. Match 1. That was the only time I ever did anything with it. But like Pia and Karan and Magus of the Moon were flexing some muscles today. Pia and Karan almost dug us out of a spot against Death Shadow, although it did dig us out of a spot that like the Red Splash put me in the first place. The Red Splash definitely lost me game 1, and arguably lost me game 2. Like maybe I'm supposed to fetch the plateau, but I don't think that's correct. Fetch the plateau on like turn 1 or something. But lost game 2 based on my decisions plus having the Red Splash, like having a bunch of uncastable garbage. I'm not sure if the Death Shadow matchup gets worse or better though, because like they can attack your mana, which is scary, but you also get haymakers like Magus of the Moon and Pia and Karan Nalaar, which are good against Dread of Night, and also Magus of the Moon can like lock out Death Shadow if you have it early enough. Or lock them out. They have dismembers to find, but close to lock them out. But against Grixis, Pia and Karan Nalaar was nuts. I also definitely feel like the third recruit in the sideboard is correct. Specifically in this build, I still don't like it too much in the white and the mono white versions, but having third recruiter against Grixis to go like have effectively 5 Pia and Karan Nalaars in your deck, because that card is actually nuts against Grixis, especially if you have Karakas. It's like very close to unbeatable. The Shalai was surprisingly decent against... I mean, I guess not surprisingly decent. It's a good card against Grixis, but it didn't do a whole lot. Made my opponent like play really awkwardly, and then got himmed after I bounced it with Karakas later, just because I had better things to do with my mana, namely cast the Pia and Karan and have Karakas up, which is better than casting Shalai at the time. But I kind of like this. I might mess around with it more in the future, but I think I just still like the consistency of mono-white taxes more. It did feel good to have the free win versus Eldrazi, though. Just, like, turn 4 Magus them and then lost the game. Which was kind of hilarious. Bromeo, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. We're kind of winded down a little bit here. This league ended really fast. This is because we, like, crushed 3 rounds. We, like, 2-0'd, we 1-0'd because my opponent, like, conceded the whole match, and then we 2-0'd pretty quickly here. 2 against Grixis was long, and the 0-2 against Death Shadow was when I DC'd. I might mess around with this deck more in the future, but it's like a chance I play red-white instead of mono-white if this deck actually performs as well as that one. Obviously, small sample size, I need to, like, run it a lot more if I want to actually consider it for the tournament next month, but maybe I'll talk to Peroko and Moxall about it. They're big fans of the Red Splash. Anyway, I'm gonna find someone to host here. Call the stream. What are people playing? I'm the only one streaming Legacy right now? Wow. Modern Burn, Modern Humans, Modern Pirate Red Prison, another Red Prison. Why are there like 3 people streaming Modern Red Prison? Insane. Nothing sounds exciting. I don't know who's this person playing Humans. Don't think I've ever hosted them before. Don't know who this person is, but look like they're dumpstering Bridgevine right now. So I'm gonna call the stream here. Anyway, thanks everybody for. Oh wait, no, Spiderspace is streaming. Oh, people need to. Every time I always miss some of the people streaming because I use mtgstreams.com instead of just like scrolling through Twitch, because it just kind of helps like find the specifically MTGO streams rather than a bunch of arena stuff. But it like takes items from the titles of the streams. So like if you're streaming Modern and you have it'll categorize you if you have Modern in your title. That's why I always put Modern or Legacy in my titles. But Spiderspace's stream is just titled "The Return of T Stomps," so it doesn't know that like it probably doesn't even know that that's a Magic stream. There's no format or anything. But anyway, I'm gonna host Spiderspace. He's a cool guy. Playing some Modern Thalia Stompy. Anyway, if you like the content, you want to see more, you want to support the channel, you can follow, subscribe, or donate. Follows are totally free. Help you know when I'm going live. Help other people find my content. All that good stuff. Subscriptions get you a sweet Thalia emote, Thraben themed subscriber badge, and donations. I would be more than willing to play a D&T list through a league that you want to see a list, or you want to send me a list. I'll just let me know beforehand. Other than that, you can follow me on Twitter, subscribe on YouTube. Twitter, I just post when I'm going live, and other miscellaneous things. YouTube, I always post my streams after they're done. So after I go down here, I'm just gonna immediately upload this one to YouTube. So if I'm not live, you want to see more content, there's a ton of both Modern and Legacy Deck stuff on my channel there. Links are down below. And that should be everything. Thank you guys all for coming and hanging out tonight. Hope you have a good rest of your night, day, wherever you're in the world. And we'll see you guys all tomorrow with Modern Eldrazi taxes.